I'm having a little bit of a lazy morning in bed. I have my heating pad on my stomach, and so I thought this was a perfect time to sit down and talk a little bit about the IVF process thus far and how everything has been for us. We're currently on day 4 of stems, and so I know I'm not a pro yet, but there have been some items that I have used for the injection process and really the after injection process that I feel like has been really helpful for me, so I wanted to share those as well. But first off, I do want to say that IVF so far has not been that bad. At least the stems have not been that bad. I think the biggest part for me that really was giving me so much anxiety was anticipating them. One, being worried about mixing the medications by ourselves, drawing them up, worried about Brandon being able to inject them with like confidence, and also that they would hurt. But I will say thus far, everything has been a breeze. The only really side effects that I've experienced, we're currently on Follistim and Menopur. I've had like a little bit of headaches after the injections and kind of like the next day. Other than that, I just get really sleepy after the injections are given. And so doing that in the evening has been helpful. I wanted to give a couple tips, tricks, whatever you want to call it, that have really helped me so far, so hopefully it can help you as well. Tip number 1 is investing in a good heating pad. This is the one I got. It's from Amazon. I've linked it in my IVF folder. It's a king size, and so I like that it spans across my whole stomach and kind of wraps around the side a little bit. I feel like it has good coverage, and it just feels nice and cozy after the injections. I sit on this, a lot of times I'll just put it on my stomach during the day because the injection site is a little bit achy, but I especially use it after the shots are given just to kind of soothe and calm that area. Tip number 2 is investing in good ice packs. Now, initially I ordered these ice packs right here. I saw people post about it, but I didn't order the ones that were big enough, and so I feel like it didn't give me much coverage. And so I used these instead. They are a lot bigger. I felt like they obviously had a lot more coverage, and they just worked better for me personally. Tip number 3 is to get some kind of like hard candy to suck on during these injections because it just helps, at least it helped me mentally, to kind of distract. It gave me something to focus on instead of focusing on the needle going in my stomach, and that has really helped. Tip number 4 is to select a time in the evening that works really well for you and your schedule for the injections. Our doctor gave us a time frame of anywhere between 5 and 10 p.m. We chose 7:15 because we knew we would be done with dinner by then. We knew we would just be winding down, getting ready for bed in the evening, and so we did all of our injections at 7:15. I personally recommend that. I think it worked really well for us. Maybe it'll work really well for other people. I personally liked, 1, being done with dinner before, but 2, just being able to have enough time to like sit on my heating pad after, get really like comfortable before going to bed. The medicines, obviously, like I said before, make you really sleepy. And so doing it a little bit later in the evening has been helpful. Maybe if you need to do it a little bit closer to your bedtime, that might be helpful as well. Tip number 5 is organizing all your medicine before injections start. We use this little toolbox right here, and as you can see, I have the labels on everything. I got this label maker from Amazon as well, and this has just been really helpful for each night when we look at our injection schedule and see what medication we need to inject. I just open my toolbox and everything is labeled and listed right there for me, so that has been a huge help. And I think that's all the tips I have as of right now. Again, I'm not a pro, I'm not an expert, I don't claim to be, but I am in the middle of it. And so if this can give some type of comfort, some type of peace to anyone else that's either about to start or that's in it as well, I hope that it can provide that for you. So far, so good, nothing too crazy. I am really excited about our next steps. I'm also super open to talk about this. If anyone's going through the same thing, about to go through the same thing. I know personally, I've reached out to a lot of creators on this app before we started injections or even like during the injection process, and they have been so helpful, so kind. This is an isolating journey and it can feel really lonely sometimes. And so having someone to talk to about these things that's either in it or that's been through it has been really helpful for me. So I would love to be that sort of help and comfort for anyone as well. So please let me know if you have any questions. Also, so open to talk about this.